What goes through her mind the moment she realizes you're never going to text again? Not later, not someday, not ever. The silence she once thought was temporary becomes permanent, and for the first time, she feels what you once felt, emptiness mixed with confusion, hidden behind pride. She stares at her phone, half expecting your name to appear, but it never does. The world doesn't collapse, but something inside her quietly does. At first, she convinces herself it's just a phase, that you'll reach out like you always did, because she was used to your softness, your patience, your willingness to fix things. But this time you didn't send the last text, you didn't ask if she's okay, you didn't explain your silence. You simply stopped, not out of anger, but out of understanding, because you finally saw that chasing peace through chaos only destroys it. A Stoic man doesn't announce his departure. He doesn't argue or prove his point. He just goes silent when he realizes his energy no longer serves the situation. That silence isn't weakness, it's power, the kind that makes people question their own behavior when your words no longer reach them. Marcus Aurelius said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." And you had already said everything through consistency, effort, and care. When that was ignored, silence became your final message. Because silence never loses. It doesn't argue, it doesn't beg, it simply exists, and the longer it lasts, the louder it gets. When she realizes you'll never text again, she's not just realizing you're gone, she's realizing you've found peace, that you've outgrown the need to be understood, that you've taken back control of your time, your energy, your focus. You're no longer waiting to be valued. You've found value in your absence. At first, she feels relief, convinced she's free, but time reveals truth. Days pass, then weeks, and still nothing from you. No apology, no reaction, no closure. That's when she understands your silence isn't waiting, it's acceptance. You've stopped fixing what wasn't yours to fix. The texts she ignored now read differently. Every word feels heavier. Every message a reflection of stability she'll never feel again. Seneca once said, "It's not that we have a short life, but that we waste much of it." She wasted yours, your patience, your effort, your consistency, and once a Stoic man's time is gone, it doesn't return. Because your silence isn't the absence of words, it's the withdrawal of energy, and energy was what kept her world in balance. Now she's caught in the quiet she created, reliving every ignored message, every missed chance. She realizes your silence isn't revenge. It's a mirror showing her how her indifference once felt. The shock isn't that you stopped texting, it's that you stopped caring. As silence stretches, it turns from emptiness into presence, the invisible gravity of a man who's truly let go. She tries to distract herself, new people, new noise, but nothing fills the void. Because she's not missing your attention, she's missing your energy. You were calm when she was chaos, peace when she was noise, and now that stillness has turned into emptiness. She doesn't miss your words. She misses the safety they carried. A Stoic man's absence doesn't just remove comfort, it removes distraction. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Now her thoughts are colored by regret. Every memory of your composure amplifies her chaos. She starts to see that your silence isn't cruelty. It's closure. The calm declaration that you've made peace with letting her go. You're not proving you've moved on. You are moved on. That truth cuts deeper than anger ever could because your silence doesn't beg her to return. It makes her wish she never left. Her ego once told her peace was boring, consistency dull. But now every man she meets feels shallow compared to your strength. She remembers how you never begged, never folded, never allowed her emotions to control yours. Seneca said, "No man is crushed by misfortune unless he's first been deceived by prosperity." She was deceived. She thought chaos was passion and traded peace for drama. Now she knows you weren't just another man. You were the standard. Your silence broke her patterns and her pride, showing her what true strength feels like. Regret creeps in slowly, like a shadow at sunset. It starts as memory, then becomes longing. Late at night, when everything is quiet, she misses your silence. Not because it was comforting, but because it was honest. Your silence didn't manipulate. It didn't seek attention. It simply existed. Calm, grounded, powerful. She replays your last moment, the one where she thought you'd return, but you didn't. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." You embodied that. You didn't become bitter. You became better. And that's what burns the most, because your peace exposes her chaos. She might reach out again, a simple hey or reaction to your story. But deep down, she knows the man who once chased her no longer exists. You've changed. You've rebuilt yourself in silence, learned to live without needing her validation. Seneca said, "He who has learned to die has unlearned how to be a slave." Your silence is the death of the old you, the one who begged to be seen. Now you see yourself clearly, and that's enough. Whether you reply or not doesn't matter, because the power isn't in the message, it's in your control. Silence is your sword, restraint your revenge, and peace your proof that you've won without fighting. You've mastered yourself, and that's real power. Because when a man resists the urge to react, he becomes untouchable. Your silence isn't empty. It's full of strength, discipline, and freedom. It's not an act. It's evolution. You've detached not out of bitterness, but out of awareness. You finally understand that attachment to what doesn't value you is self-betrayal, and the Stoic man refuses to betray himself. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. You've realized it. Now your peace doesn't depend on who stays or leaves. You've stopped chasing, stopped explaining, stopped needing to be understood. You live in calm detachment, where validation holds no power. Your silence doesn't mean absence, it means arrival. You've arrived in self-mastery. Meanwhile, she feels it. She doesn't see you chasing, doesn't hear stories about you trying to prove something. You've disappeared from her story, but not from her thoughts. Your silence radiates power. It's the mystery she can't replace. You've ascended quietly, and that's what real evolution looks like. It's not loud, it's not for show, it's calm. You're done fighting battles beneath your level. You've become the stillness that once steadied her chaos. Your silence didn't push her away, it elevated you beyond her reach. And in the end, it's not the message you never sent that defines you. It's the man you became because of it. You learned that silence isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Walking away isn't quitting, it's mastery. When you stop explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you, peace begins. She'll still think of you, not because she wants to, but because your calm left an imprint. Your silence became a mirror she can't escape. Every time she meets someone new, she remembers the peace she once had and didn't value. But that chapter didn't define you. It refined you. You didn't lose her. You lost the version of yourself that needed her and gained discipline, control, and peace. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." And now your thoughts are calm. Your mind is your fortress. Your emotions your allies. You've mastered silence, and a man who can master silence can master anything. Because silence is where true strength is born. When she finally realizes you'll never text again, understand this. It's not pride, it's peace. You didn't win because she regrets it. You won because you no longer need her to. This is Mind Hack Stoic, and this is the power of silence.